So 4 months ago, I got my fallopian tubes completely removed. Let's talk about it. Now, you've probably heard of a tubal ligation before. This is similar, but not quite the same. What I got is a bilateral salpingectomy. The biggest difference is that a tubal ligation is either cutting or like blocking your fallopian tubes. It's technically not 100% effective, although it's very, very close, and it is actually reversible, whereas a salpingectomy is permanent. It is a permanent form of contraceptive. It is permanent sterilization. You will never have kids. Now, before my procedure, I actually had a copper IUD. I had this IUD for about 8 years, maybe 8.5. So it still technically wasn't ready to be taken out and changed, but it was getting close to that date. And so I was looking for something a little bit different that wasn't going to affect my hormones. Now, why did I opt for permanent sterilization? Number one, because I knew I never, ever, ever wanted to birth another child. Ever. Props to you if that's for you. It ain't for me. I had a terrible pregnancy. I know nothing in this world will make me get a second baby dad. And I like to go at it raw. So let's talk the procedure itself, because although it is very minimally invasive, it is still a surgery, and you still have to prep for it like a surgery, and you still go under anesthesia because they are cutting into you. It was 3 very small incisions. I had one in my belly button, one on my hip, and one right here. I did opt in for another procedure while I got my salpingectomy. I've always had really heavy and very long periods. And so while he was down there, he also did an endometrial ablation where they're burning off the lining of the uterus so that your periods are either severely lessened or they completely go away. So it's been the 4 months. I haven't had a single period since the surgery. Amen. That procedure only added on about 6 minutes to my surgery. So the surgery total time was like 45 minutes. After that, I sat for about an hour in recovery, letting the anesthesia wear off a bit, and then I went home. And recovery itself was actually very, very simple. They gave me pain meds. I didn't take a single one because I didn't hurt. I will say the very next day, I was definitely sore, but the worst part of it was the fact that they like blow air up into your abdomen and it gets kind of trapped in like your shoulders and back and chest. It's like trapped gas. That was very uncomfortable, but I took Gas-X and got through it. They did recommend no lifting anything over 10 pounds for like 2 weeks, no sexual activity for 2 weeks, just essentially taking it easy and watching your stitches and making sure that, you know, you're not ripping those out. Now that it's been the 4 months, I can say that my scars are barely visible. Like, you wouldn't really be able to tell that I had them, but honestly, even if you could tell, I think the procedure is totally worth it. The last thing I'll talk about is cost. I wanted to wait until all my claims had gone through and my insurance went back and forth and all this to figure out exactly how much this was going to cost me. And of course, this will change depending on whoever you have as your insurance provider, but my insurance company actually fully covered sterilization procedures. Didn't matter if they're voluntary or not. And they also covered my ablation. So great stuff there. So the only things I paid for were the initial doctor's visit, the consultation for it. I think I paid like 180 something for that. And then I did pay to have my labs taken before surgery just to make sure that I was good to go. I think that was another 60. And then I had to pay for anesthesia. The anesthesia was very expensive, but my insurance did get it down to, I think, $630 something, which still isn't a terrible cost if that's all I have to pay to have this entire procedure. So less than $1,000 to get everything done. I 1,000,000% would recommend it to anyone who wants a permanent form of birth control. If you're having trouble finding a doctor who will do it, I do have a pinned post in my highlights on Instagram that actually has a full list of doctors in different states and cities that are known for doing these type of procedures without giving you a whole lot of hassle. So let me know if you have any questions that I forgot to answer, but go forth and go raw.